Back to Fox 40 News at 11. I'm Sincere Tonsel. From alumni to leader of the campus, that's the journey J. Luke Wood has made at Sacramento State University, taking the reins there last July, becoming the institution's 9th president. His new chapter focusing on the arc of education for an entire university's population. It comes after many years focusing on the race-based slights young black boys receive in public schools, undue suspension among those problems. He is here with me now live in studio to talk about some of the challenges that he's faced in his first few months on the job and his vision for the future. President Wood, good morning to you.
Good morning to you.
So glad to have you here. Some of that future starts tomorrow with your spring address, but there is a looming challenge set to start on the same day as the first day of the spring semester classes on Monday. Faculty set to strike, not for one day, but for an entire week, and they're looking for better wages, they're looking for better benefits. You've been a professor, your wife is a professor. Because of that, how do you deal with this issue and maybe confront the situation differently? And how do you prepare campus for this kind of strike and make sure students are still getting what they need?
Yeah, I mean, what's happening is unprecedented. There's no question about it. And it's not only our faculty who are striking, but also our Teamsters as well. So it's a full week-long strike of two of our unions that are very central to operating the campus and providing instruction for the students. And so, you know, one thing to know that most people don't understand is that the negotiations with our unions don't happen at the campus level. I have zero involvement or engagement in it. It happens at the system level for all 23 campuses. So we're the recipients of the decisions that are made. And you know, I know that our faculty feel like the work that they're doing is not being properly honored and properly compensated. And so I just hope that we get to a point where there's a resolution between the system and the faculty to where our faculty can continue doing the good work that they're doing for our students and for student success. And we can also have, you know, enough resources to be able to run the institution moving forward.
And so do students know right now, do I show up for class on Monday? Do I go to that lecture hall?
No, it's a great question. So we've been messaging to the campus. So first of all, campus is open.
Okay, there we go.
And you should connect with your individual faculty member in terms of whether or not your class will be in session. The other thing to know is that the union has posted flyers all around campus, basically saying that classes are canceled. So I've had a number of students who've come to me and say, hey, I've heard that classes are canceled. So I would not say that classes are canceled. I would say that there will be fewer classes certainly that are taking place. And based upon the numbers that we're seeing, it should be a very small footprint in comparison to what we're used to. That being said, the union is open. We're still doing events for students on campus, and we want to keep students engaged. And here's why. When you think about an education, right, half of your learning happens inside the classroom.
And half of it is outside.
Yes, and so the outside stuff is still going. Students still have the opportunity to learn, grow, develop, and be successful. But the classes may look different next week.
Okay. Well, one ongoing challenge that parts of were queued up and waiting for you when you took over as president was campus safety. Your university ended last year looking for an arsonist who had targeted part of Hornet Stadium. Right as you became president, 2 reports, one within the CSU system, found the school was inadequately addressing sexual assault and harassment. Investigations closed prematurely. More than half of cases missing essential documents. This past August, Nida Mohammed Niazi was sentenced to 2 years in prison for several attacks that happened on campus after he was tracked down in Germany. Where are we with the implementation of the campus's new sexual violence prevention, safety support, and action plan?
Yeah, so campus safety has really been in 2 different areas. One is around sexual violence and sexual assault, and the other around general campus safety. And in fact, the very first week that I started, there was a student right off of campus who was assaulted by a group of individuals. And so campus safety has always been chief of my mind. And one of the reasons for that is that when I was a student at Sacramento State and I was in student government at Sacramento State, campus safety is one of the things that I was advocating for and I was focused on. So it's been a long-standing issue. So we've had a few things moving forward. So one is a COSIN report and a COSIN implementation team, which refers to our efforts around Title IX, sexual assault, sexual violence. And we're doing a lot to essentially change our policies, change our processes.
What's one change? One policy that changed?
Well, one of the changes is around communication and training with individuals so that they know who to report to, How do I report? What will be the process once I do report, so that they know,
where this is going. It's not just a big question.
Yeah, and so I feel like one of the biggest things that came out is people don't know. They felt like it was going into a black box, and then on the other side, they didn't know what had even happened. So we have to shore up what we're doing in terms of communication, not just with the general campus community, but also with those who've been directly impacted by sexual violence. And then the other part of this is I started, it was in the first semester, a presidential task force on campus safety. So we've done a number of things. We've increased the number of therapists on campus. We're hiring therapists so we can get to 1 to 1,500 ratio, so 7 more therapists and counselors. Second, we've hired community service officers, which are essentially campus-like security. We've doubled the number of those that are on campus.
Okay.
And we're also installing 28 virtual monitors around campus that are essentially going to be there so that when we have like a timely crime warning bulletin or some event that's taking place, that we need to be able to communicate to people in real time. Hey, there's an earthquake, do this. There's a fire, do this.
That's
Someone's
coming.
on, yes. And so those will be on campus and they can communicate in real time with our community and our student population.
Okay, we are almost out of time, unfortunately, but one other problem that you've been dealing with is this Cap Radio situation. You hold the license. This is an NPR branch, a very trusted journalism source in our community, but money was being used to fund getaway homes in Tahoe. Since, your administration has looked into this, half the board has quit, more of the board quit, other people have been fired. I know there's a forensic exam of this entire situation that's coming. I don't think you have it just yet, but have you been able to pin down, were your predecessors just not paying attention? How did this get so out of control?
Well, it should have never gotten to this point, and so obviously, we're looking backwards to see what happened. The forensic examination will tell us that. We do know that the information that's going to be coming to us is going to be concerning, and it's going to probably point to what everyone probably expected would have happened in order for it to have gotten this bad. So I'll just leave that part there. More to come later this month. But we do have some good news. We're repopulating the board. We've been able to extend the relationship with NPR. That's the best news possible. Through 2028, we'll still be able to have that relationship there. Okay. And that was not a given. So that's
right.
That in and of itself is a big deal. Listenership is up, and our donors are finally coming back, and we need more of them to come back. Mm-hmm. But ultimately, Cap Radio, we were going to run out of money at the end of January. It's an auxiliary of the university, so ultimately the university has some relationship here. Mm-hmm. And now we've been able to extend that to April and May. So we're working as hard as possible, but it is part of our educational mission. And going into an election season is absolutely critical that people have objective information and accurate information. So Cap Radio is definitely here to stay, but it's also hard work to keep that done.
All righty. Well, of course, we could keep talking the rest of this hour, but instead I will say we're going to have you back, right? Will you come back?
Absolutely. You just let me know when.
All righty. Giving that spring address tomorrow. So thank you so much. President Wood, we really appreciate you being here.
Thank you.